welcome back to CBSE Learners. In my video, I will be going to teach you about the English Supplementary Reader of Class 7, which is the Tiny Teacher. This is the first chapter, okay? The Tiny Teacher. Now, from the title, what you can understand? That who is this Tiny Teacher? Can you tell? Now, see, it's from the Tiny Teacher, you can see this is the smallest, one of the smallest creature which is teaching you something, isn't it? So this is a story about a creature which is actually very tiny or very small in structure, but it's teaching you some important lessons in life. So let's read who is this Tiny Teacher. Now before I go into the lessons, just take out your books so that you can follow me. If you don't have your books, then still you can listen to this video as I will be giving you the line by line explanation. Okay. Now let's see what's the introduction they have given. Though so very small, the ant is unbelievably intelligent and hardworking. So from the introduction you can understand this tiny teacher is no one other than the ant. Okay. And ant is very intelligent and hardworking. So have you ever seen that ant? Of course you have seen in your sugar dabba, in your sugar box, in your kitchen, in your rooms, wherever. If you see a food particle, you will see, if you keep it open for a second or a minute, you will see ants crawling nearby that particle. Okay, so you can see that it's so hardworking. That's from where it's coming suddenly to that particle. Okay, food particle. So it will work. It will work 24/7. Why? To collect food. So we can consider ant as a very hardworking and very intelligent too, that they are finding the food from here and there. They are finding way to reach to the containers, to reach to the boxes where the food are stored, right? If you leave a box little bit, if you are, sometimes what will happens, if we tighten up the box, but we have not tightened it up to that level, so anyhow they will find a way and they will enter into the box. So you can understand their intelligence. Now, among the various kinds, the commonest ant is black or red. So one black ant will be there, very small. One red ant, so if it bites, it's so means irritating, right? We can't tolerate that. And the bigger ones will be there. The common one is very black, which are harmless, which won't bite, and the red ants, which is very harmful, it's going to bite. Okay, ants live in comfortable homes called ant hills. So ants, they also make some homes with the mud or the soil. So those are known as ant hills. Now we'll be learning about this tiny teacher. Name the smallest insect you have seen and the wisest. Is it the fly? No. Is it? No, it isn't. It is the mosquito? No, not the mosquito. Then it must be the worm. No, none of this. It is the ant, the commonest, the smallest, but the wisest insect. The story of an ant sounds almost untrue. The story of the ant, it sounds almost untrue, isn't it? So it will always think it like a fable. It's a fable. It's not true, right? But people have kept ants as pets and have watched their daily behavior closely. So if you tell someone that this is the story of ant, they will feel that these are all lies, these are all fables. But few people, they have kept ants as pets and they have done experiments. They did experiments to closely monitor, to closely observe the behavior of the ants. Okay. Now, so we know a number of facts about this tiny, hardworking and intelligent creature. So this ant is tiny, hardworking, and intelligent. Okay. As ant uses its feelers or antenna to talk to other ants by passing messages to them. So what ant uses to talk to the other ant? Feelers or antenna. Feelers or antenna. to talk to other ants by passing messages through them. Watch a row of ants moving up or down the wall. Each ant greets all the ants coming from the opposite direction by touching their feelers. So when have you ever seen that on wall? Sometimes we have seen that on wall. What happens? One row of ants are going, one rows of ants are coming down. So we have to observe. Sometimes you can see, if you observe closely, you will see that they greet each other by touching their antenna. That means that they are passing the messages through the antenna. Okay. Now, each ant greets all the other ants coming from the opposite direction by touching up their feelers. Okay. Now, there are many kinds of ants. The commonest among them are the black or red ones. We have seen them since we are children, but haven't paid enough attention to them. Why do they live? Where do they live? In their comfortable homes called nests or anthills. So their homes can be called as nests or anthills. Okay. Now see, each has hundreds of little rooms and passages. So in these nests or anthills, there are hundred of rooms or passages. For them, there are hundred of rooms because ants are also a lot of in number, right? So in some of these rooms, the queen ant lays eggs, and among this one of the rooms, the queen ant, she is a queen, and she lays eggs. Other are nurseries for the young ones called grubs. So what are the young ones of ants known as? Young ones of ants are known as grubs. Okay. Now workers have their reserved quarters. Now like us, so workers who are workers in that castle means they are anthills. So we can compare it to the castle, isn't it? So as there is a queen, there are young ones, grubs. So there are workers, we can compare it with the castle. And in that anthill, there are separate quarters for the workers. They spend most of their time searching for food. Some rooms serve as storehouses for this food. So some rooms they keep for storing this food. Soldiers have separate barracks. No worker has ever tried to live in soldier's house. No soldier has ever gone out for searching for food. Okay, no worker, soldier or cleaner has ever harmed a grub. So you see, an ant's life is very peaceful. Each does its share of work intelligently and bravely and never fights with other members of the group. So see, their life is so peaceful as they are working what is their work. They are not looking at other and not fighting. So what moral you get from this table? You are getting to do your own work, not to look at the other person's work. You should concentrate on your own work. As you see, the soldiers will not go for collecting the food. So you cannot blame the soldier why you are not collecting the food. You won't be provided food. Okay. So the soldier is not going for collecting. His duty is to protect them. So he is protecting. So that means whatever your duty is, you should do that. You should not look what the other person is doing. You should not poke the other person. You should not fight with the other person. If you want to stay peaceful in your life, stop giving complaints. Do your work. Okay, so this is the model that you should do your work instead of giving complaints about what other is doing. Okay, so this is the first portion of the chapter and it is followed by some comprehension check. So I will give you this comprehension check later along with the second chapter. Let me go first to the explanation of the second segment or second part. Okay, now see. The queen is the mother of entire population of the colony. Now, in a colony what happens? The queen is only considered as the mother. So, in olden days, in ancient days also, we have always considered queen to look after the queen as the mother of the all population. Okay. It lives for about 15 years. For how long it lives? It lives about 15 years. Okay. So, queen lives about 15 years. Now see, it has a pair of wings. Now we will be knowing about the structure of queen or the queen ant. Structure, lifespan of queen ant. Okay. Now see, but bites them off after its wedding flight. This flight takes place on hot summer day. Now, what she does is, it has a pair of wings, and after its wedding or her marriage, she bites after the wedding flight. After marriage, she burns the wings. Okay. Now, this flight takes place on a hot summer day. When her marriage happens, or when she is married on hot summer day. The queen leaves the nest and goes out to meet a male ant or drone high up in the air. On its return to earth, it gets rid of this wing and then does nothing but lay eggs. So after coming, first what she will take her wings, she will go and meet one drone or a male ant. Male ant is also known as drone, and remember, male bee is also known as drone, and male ant is also known as drone. So it will go up, it will they will marry, and they will come down to the earth, and they will leave their wings. Okay, and the queen, what she will do? She will do nothing other than laying eggs. She is not doing any work. All the works are done by the worker ants. Okay. Eggs hatch and grubs come out. Soldiers guard the grubs. Workers feed and clean them and also carry them about daily for airing, exercise and sunshine. So these workers is only going to do everything. Workers will carry them, they will take them for sunlight, for exercising and all. And soldiers are going to protect them. 2 or 3 weeks later, grubs become cocoons and lie without food or activity for 3 weeks more. So after these grubs, what happened? It becomes cocoon and they lie without food and water for 3 weeks and more. Then the cocoons break and perfect ants appears. And after the cocoon breaks, the perfect ant appears. Now it's time for teaching and training. New ants learn their duties from old ants as workers, soldiers, builders, cleaners, etc. Now these ants, they learn all their activities, teaching, learning all the time. After their birth, it's time for teaching and learning. So these ants, what they will do? They will learn their activities from the soldiers, cleaners, workers, how to collect food, how to protect. Now after what, like us, after in what segment they are experienced, they will be going into that part. Okay. After a few weeks training, the smallest ants are ready to go out into the big world of work. So after a few weeks of training, the smallest ants are going to go outside for work. They shouldn't sit idle at home. Okay. An anthill is a home not only for ants but also for some other creatures. Beetles, lesser fleas, breeds of ants and the green flies. So anthill is not only home for ants but also for beetles. Some bugs like beetles will be there now. Those insects, beetles, lesser breeds of ants and the green fly. Why do ants want these alien creatures to live in their nests? So why do ants want these outsiders to live in their nests? For several reasons. Some give off smell pleasant to the ants' senses. Others give sweet juices, and some are just pets or playthings like cats and dogs to humans. So why they are allowing? Now the point comes. Why the ants are allowing these creatures to stay. So some insects give them good sense of smell. So they like the way we are using perfume or room fresheners. They are using some insects to be used as room freshener. Some insects they are keeping as pets the way we keep cat and dogs. Okay, and some give sweet juices to them. Okay, so the green fly is the ant's cow. The ants train it to give honeydew like milk. So the green fly acts as a cow, means for ants. It gives them honeydew to give as cow gives us milk. Green flies gives juice or sweet honeydew to the ants. With a touch of their anthill, they milk it just as we milk the cow. So they milk it the way we milk the cow. So are you aware before about all these things? So in this lesson, you are learning so many things about ants. I am sure you are not aware of these things before, right? Have humans learned as much as ants have? Perhaps they have, but they haven't put their learning to good use. So ultimately what we are learning is, yes, We learned, perhaps we have learned to behave like ants. What we are doing, we are also doing. But the ants are disciplined, we are not. We always provoke each other. We give complaint about each other. We disturb each other. Isn't it? We fight among each other. We don't do our work properly. Then we still learn a few things from this tiny teacher. Hard work, sense of duty and discipline, cleanliness, care for the young ones, and above all, a firm loyalty to the land where they live. So above everything, their loyalty to the land where you are living. So humans, we are not loyal to our own land only. Isn't it? We are not loyal. We are only going to where we are getting benefited. So first and most important thing is we have to learn loyalty to our own land, to our country, to our nation. Okay. So these ants are teaching us so many things. So what things you learn from these ants? Hardworking. Number 2, sense of discipline. Taking care of young ones. To cooperate. With each other. Okay. To cooperate with each other. Next is cleanliness. And the sense of loyalty and loyalty to own land. So first thing is hard working, sense of discipline, taking care of young ones, to cooperate with each other, cleanliness, and the most important thing is loyalty to own land. So see how this tiny teachers, so they are acting as a perfect teacher, right? They are teaching us these many things. So the title is absolutely apt. They are working as a tiny teacher. I hope you like this video. In my upcoming video, I will be giving you all the comprehension check of part 1 and part 2. Okay. So if you like this video, just hit the like button and share with your friends if you think it's useful for them. Okay. Thanks a lot for staying tuned with us, and stay tuned with us for more informational videos like this. Okay. Thanks a lot. Take care.